Okay, this video I will share to all of you about how to make commercial building with hallway. Then we can make the first element. It's about column element. We can click this position. Then we can type for the width of the column around 400. Then you can set the depth of the column. It's around 600. Okay, well you can triple click and pull up around 5 meter or 6 meter. Okay, then you can triple click, right click and make group, and don't forget to make component, create. Okay, then you can select a move, press Control, then you can type the position to duplicate this column around 7 meter approximately. Then we can type x5 for example. Okay, remember this distance and count of the column and another structural element is just only for example. So for the detail aspect, for the detail counts and column dimension and beam dimension, you can discuss with your engineer. Okay, well I will continue it. We can move and press Control and we can duplicate it around 8 meter. Then we can type x4 and enter, so we can get the result of the grid of the column system. And then we can enlarge this base plane to facilitate us for making the hallway in the front of this area. Okay, well we can select rectangle, then we can select to this point, then we can click to this point. Okay, and then we can offset it inside. Sorry. Okay, then we can delete some unnecessary plane and erase. Then we can push it down around 800 and 900. Triple click, right click and make group, and then we can select a rectangle and make the another distribute column system. Okay, then we can triple click and make group, and we can make component and create, so we can move to the appropriate place, to the appropriate position. Make sure that this is on the midpoint. Okay, well now we can select move, press Control and place to this position. Okay, well now we can rotate and press Control and move to the appropriate position. In this area. Then we can make unique and adjust for every single length of the beam that has a different orientation of it. So we can select move and press Control and duplicate it again and again, and make sure that all over the path of the beam is fulfilled. Okay, for example this like this, then we can decide that this is for the stair area and this is for the commercial, this is a surface stair area and this is for the commercial stair area. So we can select a rectangle and make the plane on this position. Okay, and then we can push it down around 200 millimeter for example, and this is for the example thickness. We can discourage this area to be commercial stair, and we can discourage the backside slab for the surface stair. Okay, then we can push it down, and we can get the two hole of the slab, and this is for the commercial stair and this is for the surface stair to access to the rooftop anyway. Then we can select all this column and slab and right click and make group. Okay, then we can now we can make the another element. This is for the ground floor slab. Then we can push it up around 500 approximately, and we can make group. Okay, then we can click and we can select a move, press Control, and we can duplicate this one. Okay, we can duplicate. The number of the floor is depend on you and as you want. I just want to make this 1, 2, 3, 4 stories of it, so we can push it up. Okay, then we can select this. We can select this one and select this one. You can select the 4 column and right click and make unique. Okay, well now we can triple click and push it up around 4 meter. Okay, well now we can get the result of it. So we can see about the basic structural building, and now we can add more element. In this area. We can make the hallway area. We can type with the 5 meter. I'm sorry, 5 meter. Okay, this one is 5 meter of the width of the hallway. Okay, then we can place to this position. Then we can push it down around 50 millimeter. Okay, then we can triple click, right click and make group. Then we can click this line, this corner, click this corner, and we can click this corner. Okay, now we can click this line that we have draw it. Then we can offset it outside around 500 millimeter, for example. Then we can complete this plane. Then we can push it up to this position. Triple click, right click and make group. Okay, now we can draw the rectangle. Then we can push it to the front around 150 millimeter. Triple click, right click and make group. Okay, then we can draw the rectangle over there, and then we can push it to the front around 150 millimeter. Then we can triple click, right click and make group. Now we can make another element. We can make the slab on here. We can make the slab, and we can set the slab thickness around 150 millimeter and make group. Okay, now we can make the rectangle again in this area. We can make the rectangle again, and we have to give a thickness around 150 millimeter. Triple click, right click and make group. And now we can make the rectangle again in this position. Then we can push it to the front around 150 millimeter. Triple click, right click and make group. Now we can duplicate this wall. To this adjacent position. In this area, we can select a move and press shift and press Ctrl to duplicate and to keep the straight orientation from the origin place. Okay, well now we can make another floor element on this area, and then we can set the elevation around 500 millimeter to prevent the water flow inside from the rainwater. Okay, well now we can push it to the front around 1500. Okay, now we can triple click, right click and make group, and then we can and then we can click this line and select a move, press Ctrl, and then we can type 400 millimeter, and we can type 400 millimeter. Okay, now we can make duplicate of this line. Okay, then we can push it down. Anyway, this is for just simple dimension. This is for any dimension as you want, so you can set the perfect and detailed dimension with the correct calculation. It's just for example. Anyway, then we can make the door with a standard size, approximately just like this. Then we can make the door frame. Sorry, we have to set the thickness first around 150. Sorry, so we can set the door frame. Then we can offset it inside around 40 millimeter. Then we can click this and push it to the back around 120 millimeter. Then we can triple click, right click and make group, and then we can draw the rectangle over there and push it to the front around 50 millimeter. Triple click, right click and make group. Then we can move the door in this position. Okay, well, so for the stair you can draw it by yourself, and you can improve your skill to draw the stair anyway. And you can see about my another video in the channel that I have a lot of stair tutorial, a lot of how to make stair tutorial, so you can follow this and then you can combine the 3D modeling of stair to this building anyway. Okay, then now we can make the another wall in this area. Okay, then we can push it up, then we can place to this position. Triple click, right click and make group, move and place to this position, and then we can rotate. Okay, then we can place to this position. Okay, now we can get the result. We can get the shape of this basic building, and now we can make the another element. This is a frame. This is a window frame. So we can using metal, and we can select a metal material to this position, and don't forget to make component, create. Then you can select move, press control, then place to this position. Then we can type 10 and slash. Okay, well, now you can draw the horizontal frame over there. Triple click, right click and make group. Okay, now we can make component, create. So now you can select a move, press control, then we can maybe we can just place to this position, then we can type 5 and slash. Okay, well, now you get the result of it. Or maybe if you feel it's not a tidy, not a great arrangement, so you can repeat this. You can repeat this one. Okay, you can select move. You can select move and place to this position. Then you can type 4 slash. Okay, well, or if you feel it's not range, you can just move this one. Okay, we can delete it again, sorry. So we can select a move, and we can select move, press control, then we can type click to this position, then we can type 4 slash. So we can get the result anyway. Okay, now we can push it up until this position. Okay, now we can select all this frame from this side. Okay, then we can right click and make group, and then we can draw the rectangle. We can draw the rectangle and push it to the front around 20 millimeter. Triple click, right click and make group. Then we can select a glass material to this position. Okay, then we can select a move, press control to this position, then we can rotate it. Okay. Okay, then we can select a move, press control, click to this position, then we can make it to be one unique. Okay, make unique, so we can adjust this to this frame, to this vertical frame, and then we can adjust the glazing frame also. And then now we can adjust again, or you can adjust with another material. For example, So you can select push to this position, and you can push to this position. Okay, well, now you can make the another element. Okay, now we can delete, we can close this slab anyway. Okay, now um, you can make the another column. You can make the another column in this area. You can select this column and select this column and press Ctrl and place to this position. And you can also make it unique, and you can draw the circle column. Okay, you can select this and move to this position, and we can make unique, and you can draw the diagonal, and you can also make the circle column in this area. Okay, we have to make sure it we can type a 64s. Okay, then we can click to this corner, then we can push it down, then we can push it down, and we can push it down, we can push it down. Well, now you can also make the circle, then we can push it down, you can push it down, you can push it down, and you can also push it down this position. Okay, now you can make the another slab element on this position, and then you can make the slab element in this position. Okay, well, you can get to this position. Okay, now you can decorate, you can make a decoration this in this area. Maybe we can you can make the barrier first, you can make the barrier first on the rooftop to safety, to make a safety element on this building. You can triple click and make group. Okay, then we can decorate the floor, we can decorate the floor. Like this. Okay, then you can assign with a grass material in this position. Then you can set the decorative element in this area. Okay, well, now you can set the thickness of this structural element. For example, just like this, and just like this. Double click and make group, and now you can make the another element. You can make the another glass element in this position. Then you can place to this position, triple click, right click and make group. Then we can select a glass and place to this position. And triple click, right click and make group, place to this position. Then we can set the thickness. We can push it to the front around 150. Double click, right click, and make group. Okay, so you can draw the ceiling. You can draw the ceiling in this position. Okay, and then you can draw the ceiling. You can draw the ceiling in this position. Then you can double click, right click, and make group. Then you can set the siding, okay, to give a ceiling. And now you can make the another material. Maybe we can use this one, and you can use this one for the hallway, column. And you can set the another material such as a concrete material in this area, just like this. And you can also set the dark color on the another element of this building, for example on this beam and also this column. Okay, I mean it was more stunning than before. Then so you can set the tile composition. You can set the tile composition, and you can click this floor. We can select this flooring. Okay, this one. Well, this is a simple modern, and now you can draw the another element on this exterior, on this corner area. You can draw the another element. You can decorate it. Maybe you can decorate with this element. Okay, this one, and triple click, make group, and then you can draw with another metal material, just like this, for example. Okay, just like that. And you can set the logo. You can set the logo in this area anyway. Okay, thanks for watching. I hope it will be a lot of benefit to all of you, that you have learned from my tutorial to make the commercial building with a hallway. And I mean it was important to make the component, to make a people component in this area, so it could build realistic atmosphere. You can set the silhouette people and another people in this area. Okay, thanks for watching. I hope it will be a lot of benefit to all of you, and just wait for my next video. And now I will change the style. I will change the style to be like this. Okay. Okay, thanks for watching, and just wait for my next tutorial in this channel. Thank you.